from your local news leader, Alex Cardetti, Christy Batista, Aaron Eads, and Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Adam Claybon. You're watching The Morning Show on WCIA 3.
Welcome back. Well, if you didn't know, September is Healthy Aging Month. Here to tell us more is Dr. Ben Johnston from Christie Clinic for Morning Rounds. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing well. So this is the time of year before the holidays hit when we really should start getting in those better habits for our health, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Agreed 100%.
Okay, thank you so much. I thought you would. So what can we be doing right now?
So, in general, you think about diet and things like that. There's been a lot of work recently in the elderly and by elderly, I'm saying anyone over the age of 55 these days, right? That resistance training actually significantly improves your quality of life, like tremendously.
Really?
And we talk about there being epidemics in diabetes, amongst people at age 55, the epidemic would be sarcopenia, right? So they're losing muscle mass, right? So they're not as strong, they fall, they break hips, they can't enjoy their quality of life. And there's been a lot of work recently that suggests that with appropriate resistance training, that they can get that muscle back.
Sure.
Right? So if you were to do one thing, like if you had a conversation with your grandparents or something else like that, I truly would get them doing resistance training under appropriate supervision. It will make like all the difference in the quality of their life.
Sure.
And then you go have a glass of wine or beer at Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Or, a glass of milk.
A whole milk,
We'll talk
right?
about that later.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
Milk, maybe. So what I want to know is how often should we be moving? Depending on our age? I mean, does that differ
Sure.
across the line?
So, yeah, one of the thoughts on sarcopenia is that because you've lost your muscle mass, you don't feel as comfortable walking, so you don't walk as much, and then so you have a downward spiral.
Sure.
So there's two thoughts on that. One is the intensity of the training that you're doing, and then there's the other thought, which is in addition to that, is complementary, that you need to get up and walk.
Sure.
Right? So you'll see people, that's why you have stand-up desks now.
Oh, yeah.
That's why on Fitbits or people set and warm, they get up and walk.
Yeah,
right? So
we're doing September here at Channel 3. So
September?
Yes, September.
Nice.
We are all walking around and doing our steps.
All right, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I get that idea. That's nice.
So do both.
Do both? Okay,
Yes.
and then you got your diet. Give us some tips there because we can kind of make some mistakes sometimes.
Right, so, right, so beer is food in Europe. No, I'm just teasing.
Really?
Right,
Oh,
exactly, right.
Oh, okay.
So,
Germany,
obviously
yeah.
there's different types of diets, right?
Right.
And people get really concerned about the diet they're eating. Generally, what I would tell people is, what you really want to do is eat healthier than what you're eating right now. So if you want to eat a Mediterranean diet, fine. If you want to go paleo, go fine. If you want to go whole grains, just as long as it's better than what you're doing right now, that's probably the most reasonable thing to do.
So small steps of improvement, or maybe just switching things out, an alternate for something that you like that's a little bit healthier.
Exactly.
That's a way to do
Yeah,
it.
that's at 100%.
Sure.
Yes.
And then, of course, sleep, which, some people who work the mornings don't get a lot of. So
Right.
what are some tips how we can sleep better at night?
The interesting thing about sleep is it is sort of individually related, right? And we used to think it was not a big deal, and it turns out it is a big deal. There's a lot of stuff that goes on when you sleep. Probably the most important thing I would say would be sleep hygiene, right? In general, having a television in your bedroom is a bad idea, right? The bed is for two things, one of which is sleep. You want to be careful about what you do before you sleep. So, for example, you don't want to do something particularly stimulating, listening to really loud types of music that I enjoy, probably not necessarily be a good idea.
Learning a lot about you today.
Right, exactly, right? So, I would say a routine of sleep hygiene is probably the most important thing to do.
Yeah.
And to make sure you're getting enough sleep.
Cool. And then obviously talking about all this with your doctor helps too.
Having a conversation about your general health is always a good idea with your physician.
Cool. Well, Dr. Johnston, thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Of course. Me too. It's been a pleasure. Still to come, though, we are going to head into the kitchen for healthy living. Leia's here. We're talking about dairy. It's coming up.